welcome back to Red and Black TV. I'm Walter here with Boz, Kev, and Georgie. What's going on, boys?
Not much. What's happening?
We're having a drink, celebrate 3 points.
Mate,
points, yeah.
how good does it feel, honestly?
Jeez,
It's a long time coming, Yeah, finally got the 3 points at home. I think long overdue.
Yeah.
I think it started to really affect the attendance numbers as well, which is fair enough in this country. You don't get any wins, and you'll see the fans not rock up. We can't expect we've mentioned this in the past. We can't expect that Euro loyalty where, you're born into a club. It runs through your bloodline. All right, your father's father was a Lazio fan, let's say, and all of us, when you do have that type of connection with the club, win, lose or draw, you're gonna rock up, right? Because it's built in you. Not in this country, unfortunately.
It's not at that level.
Too many weak. I'm going to say it weak.
Yeah, it's weak, or it's a different level of support, right? In this country, and this goes for all sports, mate, whether it be rugby league, whether it be cricket or AFL or soccer, we call it. If your club does not win, the likely chance of fans rocking up are very unlikely. So, unfortunately, that's how the A-League is as well. Your club loses a couple games and crowd numbers are dropping. But it works in the opposite as well, right?
That's it, yeah.
We've seen Victory a couple seasons ago finish rock bottom with really poor crowd attendances. And then the year after, they do really well and the numbers spike up again. So, I'm hoping a couple more wins with Wanderers. Because let's face it, man, that was a terrible.
Mate, we were the lowest crowd the whole entire round. Like facts, our
Officially?
Our crowd was lower than Perth, lower than Mariners, lower than obviously Sydney had the highest one that week. We were the lowest. That's facts.
Yeah,
and I'm happy for the 6,000 that was there because I don't know about you boys, but after the game, I haven't felt Para that happy. Like Para, everyone was just happy.
Yeah, but Malta, then you
There was a couple that weren't happy. Fucking the comments. For the post-match interviews.
I get it, and I've targeted our fans about this in the past personally. But then you see that's your first win at home since New Year's. So who do you point the finger at? Right?
I think
that's unacceptable.
You got to look past it as well, mate. You got to it's too little, too late, man.
I'm sorry, but that's weak because these players. What happens if they play if once promotion relegation and we get relegated? What, they're just going to piss off because we got relegated? Bro, come on.
I think past that, but it was a different regime. If it was still Rudin in charge, different story.
Right? Someone who's fucking says, you know what, let's go to a Wanderers game in that Adelaide game, sees some fucking youth player have 3 howlers in goals, mate, he's not coming back the next week. He's saying, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, but then that's a fake fan.
All right, but that's Australia for you, mate.
Yeah,
that's Australia. That's Australia. We've got to accept it. There's no allegiance here. There's no connection like we watch overseas football. There isn't, bro.
Back to what Malta said. Yeah. Those that were there at the game, they enjoyed it, man, because it was obviously a 4-1 win. A positive step forward. Yeah. We saw some changes in the lineup that Georgie celebrated. No Clisby in the lineup. So,
Georgie, what did you think when you saw that? No Clisby, honest.
Did you think that heard you on the show?
Hey, whoever was watching, it's divine intervention because, it's not just in more recent weeks. It's just been over time. Yeah. Why do we consistently give opportunities time after time to not just him, but even certain players in the past? And it's when is it gonna give in, kind of thing?
Well, we've been critical of Clisby from the start. Right, when we were talking about the roster this year before the season started, it's fuck, Clisby's our only left back option, right? Yeah. And why haven't we pursued another left back in the market for depth? And we've been critical, and we've seen, and I've said this as well. I'm not critical of Clisby. I'm critical of the people who decide to start him. Yeah, right. Yeah. It's not his fault. He gets picked every week. He does his job. He rocks up to training, does what he's asked for. But this guy he's capped. Right? He's capped. He's not going to become a better footballer, right? What you see is what he is. So when Clisby, every week in, week out, gives us a mediocre performance, that's his capacity, bro. Yeah. Right? We can't get frustrated at that.
He's not playing shit because he's not trying.
That's
just
right. The effort there is just his level. Yeah. His level of football isn't at what we are expecting from a Wanderers player. So look,
we know that. Yeah. And finally, Stadge made the change, right?
I was surprised. I thought Holiday.
I think he rewarded Panther for his game against Adelaide.
When he came on, mate, he made a big difference.
Right?
Right.
Like, he played high, wide, and attacking football.
And he looked really sharp as well.
And
Absolutely.
You know?
he almost scored a goal too. He took the defender on.
Yep.
And, I think it was going to go wide, but it's still... Haven't seen that from a left back.
So let's go with the starting 11.
Yeah.
All right. Changes from the Adelaide game. Secluna came back in.
Yeah.
And Panther came back in.
And the keeper.
And Holmes.
Holmes as well. Now, what I see here is... What I take from this is...
Yep.
Stadge rewards players who come into games and, get subbed into a game and make a difference.
Yeah.
Right. And we, as coaches, all we want from our sub players is to have an impact on the game.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's good to see. I like seeing this with a coach that mediocre performances, like there were a few in the Adelaide game, is not rewarded with another starting position. Right. Yeah. So Panthers come in. Shikluna's come in, and they were the two players that really changed that game in the second half for Adelaide, right? And we'll
Hammond,
especially with Hammond as well,
and Sapsford.
Sapsford. I think Hammond. Look, the front third is a bit more harder to tweak, right? Because there are established players there, right? Milanovic,
but they got it right.
They got it right. Like Milanovic had a really average couple games, right?
Yeah.
But we knew what he was capable of.
And we all wanted to rest him.
And we wanted
I want to drop him, 100%.
They wanted to drop him. Look, and I came out after the derby, and I gave him a lot of my frustration because I know what he's capable of, and we've seen that on the weekend.
Yeah.
But it's like he picks and chooses when he wants to perform. It's like when he puts his foot down, he'll bag a couple of goals, but then he'll go 80 minutes without.
Yeah.
Like the Adelaide game, zero impact, and then he'll come out this week and bag a hat trick.
And I like what you said. Boz and Kev, you've been saying this a while, that this is a way that Stadge, I think, has won or has a respect of the players, that he doesn't care if you're Matter or if you're a young goalkeeper, you're not having influence, you're benched. Simple as that.
I think that's why he has the dressing room.
Yeah.
I think that's why I know there might be a bit of conjecture around that, but I think, and I know Ben, what's his name? Calfala?
We'll get to that.
I know, but like I'm just saying, the outside noise doesn't match what's happening, I think, within the playing group, because the playing group know, hey, if I'm on, I'm getting a chance.
I'd love,
and I got to prove myself.
I'd love to be in a team and have a coach that picks his squad on merit.
It's balls,
not on reputation, right?
And he pushed out Borrello. He pushed out Borrello a little bit.
Yep.
Made room for Sapsford, which I thought was a great move.
Yeah.
Milanovic got some space as well, because I think it just got the defenders thinking about Sapsford a little bit more.
Yep.
And look, I'm not getting carried away because it was Newcastle. And I thought that Newcastle weren't going to be the opposition that the Sydneys and the Adelaides were. Yep. But we won the game.
You only can beat what's in front
which
of you.
was what was expected. Exactly. You're expected to go and put on a performance.
Well, it was expected by you. You guess the scoreline.
Yeah, I know, but you put on a performance that you would expect, which is you go and you beat Newcastle. And whereas last year... we would have expected the win and not got the win.
And we've had a few of those hurdles over the last few years, like a team like Western United, right? You'd win at home and then you'd go over to Melbourne against Western United and you'd draw or lose, right? So it's good to see that a game we're meant to win, we'll win. We've won.
And Western were unlucky on the weekend as
well.
well.
Ahmed.
Now, I know we're saying it's just Newcastle, and I was listening to the podcast last week. I wasn't able to be here. And, I know George was moaning a bit, and not just George, a lot of the comments were, doubting Stadge. But let's be honest here, right? Adelaide, if Lawrence Thomas starts that game, do we win Adelaide?
Well, we don't lose.
We don't lose.
Yeah.
Well, fuck, 3 goals.
You never know, but
I'm not talking about 3 goals a goalkeeper could have saved. I'm talking about howlers here.
Yeah, they are.
Right? And, I walked away from that game disappointed, right? But I said, you know what? Like... credit to the team. Every time its keeper makes a howler, mate, that's a big hit to the morale. But they keep coming back, right? They keep coming back. We couldn't do it at the end, right? It's really hard to fucking come back from 3 howlers, one howler, let alone 3, right? So, look, I took a lot of positives out of Adelaide, right? Even though the general consensus was that, Stadge is here and we're same old Wanderers. No, they fought hard in that second half against Adelaide, and they've carried that into the Newcastle game, right? So, credit to the squad. I'm not going to I'm not gonna jump on this anti-Stage, same old Wanderers bus. I'm not. Right, I'm not. I've seen enough positivity in this last fortnight to think things are changing. And my message to everyone who's critical of Stage and like, fuck, we won a game on the weekend and people are still moaning.
Yeah, when do we get to celebrate?
When the fuck do we celebrate?
True.
Right.
I know people are going to say when we win 3 games in a row. That's what they're going to say.
All right. Then after 3, we lose the 4th game. Then it's fuck, same.
We're back.
We're back again. So it's like cop it on the chin. We've Wanderers haven't been successful in the last 6, 7, 8, 9 years. I get it, right? But it's unfair to fucking try to pull Stage's pants down after every loss. It's not fair, bro.
I think Stage. I'm not going to say won a lot of doubters. I think he did, he took risks this game, especially with that starting lineup, and every single risk he took paid off. Now, we were here saying that we want Clisby dropped him. We said Shikluna, he started him.
Sapsford, 50-50 on the keeper.
Yeah, that's the only thing I was going to say.
We didn't want to drop him, but we're like, hey.
That's what I was saying. I wanted the keeper to play again because I thought it might, wreck his confidence, but Holmes was proven to be a right choice. So this game, he
made 2 amazing saves at the end of that game, man.
Like the 94th minute one, that was crazy.
Pulled off right hand save, and then right after that,
that comes back to what we were saying in regards to rewarding players or pulling players out of the starting team if they're not performing right. A lot of coaches would have said, you know what, I'm going to stick with my youngster goalkeeper.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Give him confidence, show him that we saw. But no, you weren't good enough. Right, and so you'll sit on the bench this week. He's put in someone else who's probably trained the house down last week because he knew there was an opportunity there. And credit to him, it's paid off
100%.
So
unlucky, he considered a penalty, which nothing he could do.
I thought
it was a really well taken penalty too.
Oh, but the keeper gets the right way. We'll get to those. But honestly, like I said, a lot of risks by Stage. That lineup, it was refreshing to see, and it paid off. I was surprised Sapsford. I wanted Sapsford to start, but I thought he might play him on the wing because I thought Kraev would be a good number 10.
Yeah.
But Sapsford as a number 10-ish, mate, that works.
Yeah, his link-up play is excellent, Sapsford. I thought Sapsford has been ready since last year's derby when he scored against Sydney, right?
Well, he scored all 3 derbies.
All 3 derbies. So I reckon he's raring to go.
Yeah.
He just needs these opportunities. So and he came in this week and fucking got his goal and he put the goal aside.
Yeah,
it's not just a goal. It's the way he linked up with everyone. Right?
And he ripped Nada. Was it Nada?
Yeah, destroyed him.
Destroyed him.
They had 5 ex-Wanderers players, 4 started.
4. Nada, Wilmering,
Aquilina, Grozos,
Aquilina,
and someone else.
Yeah.
All our shit kickers.
Yeah, honestly. So
but no, look, we expected a win. We went there. We got the win. So got to be positive about that.
Kanka.
Everything's looking well. Everything that was expected to happened, right? So we take the 3 points. Let's be happy about it. But we've got a massive game coming up, and we'll lead into that soon. But I think big talking point, I think maybe we get into it, is the whole Mata situation, because there's a lot of conjecture around.
Yeah.
He's a marquee player. We bring him in, and we don't fit him. We don't fit the team around him, right? And there's two trains of thought, right? You bring in a marquee player and you build a team around him, or it doesn't matter as long as you're winning. It doesn't matter whether he comes on in the 80th minute or starts the game, whatever. And I'm a firm believer of the latter, which is if the team's winning, I don't care if Mata plays a minute or if Mata plays 90 minutes. If we're getting 3 points every week, I couldn't care less who's on the field.
Yeah.
Right? Everyone's got to play their part. But big call by Stage to leave him out, bring him on in the 80th, and it's creating a bit of noise.
Right. I don't care.
With the Mata situation, right? Fortunately, we're this season we're able to sit close to the field, right?
Yep.
Now, the second half of the Adelaide game, we started pressing real hard, right? And we're really close to the field, so we're able to hear what the players are saying. And so every time, let's say, a left back passes to the centre back, right, trying to switch it to the other way, Borello's screaming, step. And bro, like when you're really close to the field, you see the intensity.
Yeah.
And it's a sprint, right? It's a sprint. And so you need you need really high conditioning to maintain that, right? That press. And I think that's what helped us in that second half against Adelaide, and we've seen that against Newcastle as well. What I believe Stage is trying to do is increase the intensity with your presses, allowing less time for the opposition to play out.
Yeah.
Right. And it's working, right? And as a coach, if you see something working, right, you try to stick to that. Okay? Now, I completely understand him if he questions Matta's level of intensity and conditioning to suit this style, right? And I personally don't believe Matta will be able to maintain that level of intensity without pressing, right? And we've seen this with Sydney FC as well, mate. In the day, they didn't let us breathe, right? It's like we couldn't even put 3 passes in the back before Sydney FC was in our faces. Now, can Matta go into a Sydney FC team and maintain that level of intensity? I highly doubt it. No. And this is no disrespect to Matta, because what he does with the ball is quality. He's a quality player. Yeah. But having Matta in the team, we lose with our press off the ball. And I think that's why Stage made this call, right? Now, is he going to get criticised for it? Absolutely. But I'm with Kev. If you're winning games, there's no room for being critical. But if you're not going to accommodate someone like Matta because you've got a game plan and you're not winning games, I'll come down twice as hard. I'll come down twice as hard.
You want a World Cup winner sitting on the bench, you're not using him?
I will blast you.
And that's what his agent was saying.
Yeah.
He's saying you got to build a team around him.
Yeah.
But let's face it, and if his agent, I doubt he's listening, but mate, the guy played 10 minutes last season. How much has he already played for us?
Yeah.
You want to be grateful that we're actually playing your player, the player that you represent, 6 times, 7 times more than he played all entire last season.
Yeah.
Now you want him say, he came out and said, if we don't play Matta, it's going to damage future stars coming. No, it's not. If they want to come, they come. Just perform. Simple as that.
Well,
now,
look at Douglas Costa, right?
Exactly.
Like he's,
Like
when
injured,
he's
he'll be
fit,
starting.
when he's fit, he's playing, he's starting, he's doing his job.
There was...
And don't get me wrong, he's still a World Cup winner, right?
No one can take that away from him.
He is class. He's a classy player. Right now, we're still, and I think I'm still a firm believer of this, Stage doesn't know his best 11 yet. He's getting an idea.
He's getting closer.
He's getting an idea, but and the way he wants to play. But man, we had this similar conversation last year about Ninkovic getting minutes, right? And we're like, you still want him in the squad because he's going to teach everybody else. And from all reports, and I've got this from inside the club, Matta is a true gentleman. Whether he's getting 1 minute, 80 minutes, whatever, he's putting in the hard yards. He's gonna continue to work for the team. There'll be games where he's going to be influential. There's going to be games where he's not. We've just got to be patient.
I'll tell you what's happening with Ben Calfella, right? I'll tell you why he's come out in the media and blasted, right? Because what players have agencies all around the world, right? So they have an agent in Europe, an agent in Asia, an agent in MLS, an agent in Australia. So I'm sure he spent all off-season trying to convince Matta to come here, and Matta would have said to him, my only expectation is I want to play football. At this age, I just want to play. And I reckon Ben Calfella would have reassured him.
Yeah, or oversold it.
Mate, it's the A-League. You'll be playing, right? You're going to be the best player in the league. Oversold it. And now he looks stupid when he's sitting on the bench. So that's why he's come out this week and been so critical. But my message to him is mind your own fucking business.
To get your player to perform.
To get your player to perform. Don't question in-house issues, right? If a coach selects his starting 11, that is none of your business. Right? If your player is being treated unfairly, right? Let's say he's been dropped to the youth team.
Deal with it.
Then deal with it. Then come
that's
out.
Disrespectful.
That's disrespectful. Then you can come out and say, how dare you drop a World Cup winner? But
this is just football.
this is a coach's selection. You have no say in that. Right?
That's it.
And at the end of the day, the coaches live and die by their decisions.
Absolutely.
So I feel as though at the moment, and I know I probably said maybe a couple of weeks ago or something like that, is Matta like a wasted signing with the club. But I still feel like obviously he gives that, that experience that the money can't buy kind of thing. So at the end of the day, Stage just needs to ensure that when he comes up against an opposition and the style of that they play, he can get the best out of his best 11, So in that game against Newcastle, he felt as though, based off obviously how things were going, he probably thought, well, job's done. I'll just chuck Matter on for 8 minutes, 9 minutes.
That's what that was.
Whatever.
That's him just trying
But come Derby, I think he has to start.
Mate, no, I don't know. We'll get to that. But what do you think about him playing more holding midfield? Because Stats came up in that interview after the game and said, well, he's been training like that. I don't know.
So in that defensive midfield role,
engaged.
I think there's less running than the front four.
But he's not a tackler. He's not a.
That's
one
right.
tackle.
That's right. But now let's say something, right? Let's say the centre backs are sitting off 20 metres, 30 metres behind the left back. So if a left back turns or a right back turns to a centre back and plays that ball, the sprint for the sprinter, let's say, is a 20, 30 metre sprint, right? Whereas in the middle of the park, your CDM might be 5 metres in front of you.
Okay,
so it's a 5 metre sprint.
Yeah.
So I get the logic behind trying to restrict him from those sprints in the press because, mate, 3 of those sprints and you're done. Yeah. And only someone like Barella or someone young like Sapsford will be able to maintain that. Right? Mate, no one in this league will match Barella's intensity. Right? He works like a dog, mate.
He works 91st minute,
Bro,
and 90 plus minutes.
And congrats to him for making the Socceroos as well.
Congratulations, Brendan. And, mate, there's only a few players in this league that can kind of maintain that, right? So I understand the logic behind keeping his press shorter than the front four, right? So if let's say we're versing Sydney FC, and who's that Brazilian midfielder? I'm just saying, giving an example. Saras.
Oh yeah,
Sabo.
Yeah, number.
So let's say he drops in 6-7 meters to receive from the centre backs. Matter's press is shorter. Yeah. Rather than Brilla stepping up on someone like
centre back.
Centre back. Who's their centre back? Popovic, right? Yeah. So it's a shorter sprint, which means he can probably play more minutes in that position before he breathes out of his ass. Yeah. So I get the logic. Do I agree with it? Right? Do I agree with not putting a natural 6 or a natural 8 in a position to maintain, to extend his minutes? Absolutely not. No. Right? But I think
there's going to be games.
I think Stadge's message after Newcastle is, if I'm gonna get sacked, I want to die on my own sword.
Fair play.
Yeah, and fair play. And if I'm going to go out due to performances, and I'll go out my way. Yeah. Then the question is raised, well, why was he brought in then? That's another discussion.
Yeah, and but I think it's only
that's another discussion for another day.
And I think what one of you boys said, I think that's the right thing. Like, a couple of reasons. Number one, you'd say to bring in the fans. Well, that's failed. But I think more importantly is having him around the dressing room. Yeah. Like, what he's teaching. Imagine what he's teaching Sapsford, even Priestman, like the people in that centre mid, far out.
Everyone.
And just having a World Cup winner around, like, that's literally priceless. And he's not on big money. Like, if the rumours are right, he's on 350,000.
Yeah,
that's not crazy for Marquis.
Antonsen's on almost three times that. You know what I mean?
So look, it's not like the club spent $1 million on him, whatever.
I'm happy with the way Stage is doing things. You know, he will be judged at the end of the season. Let's see what the full portfolio is going to look like. And
the people that are critical right now have their own hidden agendas. Because we want simple as that.
Or they just like the turmoil of the club. Like,
and
it's
our mate, the journalist, that came out, and it's leading towards a derby. So
good old
read into it.
He's got to say something.
He's got to sell newspapers,
and
bro.
Ben Kalfar, whatever, he had a rant about 3 things, and this was just one of them. So it's the one that he chose.
It's the one that got published, right? So
that's it.
But look, it
was, like I said, it was brave, extremely brave by Stadge. I don't know if a lot of our a lot of our older managers would have made that decision. But he did, and it paid off.
I just feel like we've had such a disappointing run since last year or the last couple of seasons that our own fans are accustomed with moaning and crying. It's become something natural now. Finding something to whinge about, right?
I'm telling you, Boz, when I saw that in the comments of the post-match interviews and I saw somebody complaining, mate. I'm like, sorry, mate. I'm like, we won 4-1.
I mean, I will admit, my one was quite a bit.
George, you've been like fucking...
placid.
You've been
I don't know if that's a word.
You haven't lost today anybody yet.
Huh?
You haven't lost today anyone yet.
People are commenting about your good shirt, George. They're saying nice
lovely
shirt. Yeah, they're saying nice shirt.
Problem is, it's wrong colour.
There you go, Western Sydney Whingers. There you go.
People want to know, did you get 2?
Yeah, so I got one. What, the shirt?
Yeah,
or
the shirt.
Nah, just the one.
Oh, just the one.
Is that from
Johnny Big.
Johnny B? Ooh.
Yeah, if that was you
That's
at the interview, sorry to interrupt. Yeah, if that was you at the interview, bro, thanks, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, Kev didn't get your name. Sorry, Kev.
What happened?
Matt Top, yeah, Senna. That's the guy I was
Neo?
speaking about.
Yeah. But no, honestly, I know people were negative, but I went home and I driving home and called the missus. I'm like, honestly, I cannot remember Parramatta. It was just a happy day. Like the lineup, you saw the lineup, you're like, yes, there's positive this lineup. We win 4-1. We're 2-0 at halftime. You win 4-1. The little bit of doubt at 3-1, and then we get the penalty. Then after the game, everyone's outside just loving life. The players came.
That's what a win feels like,
It is,
Malta.
you're driving. I forgot, bro.
That's what a win should feel like, right?
Like you're driving home, people are beeping again. It's
He's
just good,
left
bro.
Para that many times without a win. He's forgot how it feels like.
Fuck
You're
you
not
know.
wrong. Honestly.
Chucking your party anthems Spotify playlist.
Yeah,
on,
just-
the,
it was just-
on the way out.
Everything explained is what a win sounds like.
But I
know?
forgot.
For those of you who
We're not
haven't-
talking about a championship
No,
here.
no,
We're talking about a win.
win against
Three
Newcastle.
points against Newcastle.
For me, it was like the perfect weekend, right? Friday night, get the win. Trump won during the week, and then
What happened
it was
Saturday night? I wanna know what
Then it
happened
was my
Saturday
birthday on Sunday. Like you know,
Oh yeah, it was. Did you have a good birthday, George?
Yeah, it was
A lot of
good,
people wishing you happy birthday at the game.
A few
Thank
people
you.
seen you at Sefton, huh?
I live there.
It lives there, huh? Georgie, VIP.
Georgie, we did have a surprise for you. I didn't quite pull it off. But we're gonna jump on that swish thing and ask Clisby to send you a happy birthday message.
did say this.
I did say that last week, but I didn't manage to get it for you. Next year.
Is he on
If I make
Switch?
it.
Hey?
Clisby is on
I don't know, but
No,
we're gonna make it
no,
happen.
no.
What
We
is
should
it,
have.
$4.95 for a 1 hour message?
Let's go through the goals, hey?
Yeah, why not?
Milanovic. Obviously, Milanovic with the Hattie. Like you said, Boz, it's too fine. But I'm not saying Hattie every single time, but him being the game difference. If we can do that more often, and you can see what he's capable of. This was, what was it, Kev? First Hattie since Santalab?
7 years ago, apparently, from Boz the statistician.
And he's the 10th youngest
Yes.
in A-League
Yes.
history.
I saw that
to get
today,
a
yeah.
hat
to get a
trick.
hat trick.
Yeah.
Yes.
24
was
years
it?
old. Yeah,
Yeah.
10th youngest.
Who's the youngest?
Irakunda.
Yeah. There's some names up there that didn't have a great career, but
Yeah.
the first goal, the penalty. Look, this came at a. We
Free
needed
kick,
this
free
goal
kick.
because Newcastle had that goal disallowed for offside, clear offside.
Yeah.
But this goal, luck. But calm us
Yeah,
down.
but
I wouldn't say luck. I would say
a big
that
deflection.
it was deflected, but there was purpose in that kick. It
know-
wasn't.
Of course, there's purpose in a kick.
What do you think?
It's a free
Yeah, but
kick.
yeah, but how can I say it? Like he went for goal rather than
Oh, he's been
say,
positive.
going like
Yeah.
back post or
Yeah,
in the
fair
middle,
enough.
or whatever.
Yeah.
He like his intention was his intention was to score a goal.
Positive, yeah.
Yeah, now,
fair play,
and with I do believe there was a lot of luck involved in that, but there's been so many moments in a Wanderers game where I say fuck, they're lucky to
To the opposition.
To the opposition.
Yeah.
And I'm a firm believer that throughout the season that always balances itself out.
Yeah.
So you know what, if we get lucky, I
So
think
be it.
so be it. I'm
100%.
But to George's point, positive to try and
Have a
shoot on
shot.
target.
Yeah.
You know, you can, if you don't shoot, you can't score, right?
That's
So we take the opportunity.
You know, it takes some balls to take a shot from there because if it's a shocking free kick, right?
Everyone's going to fucking
Everyone's going to blast you. The
We would have
play-
been on here this week going, what
Yeah.
the fuck was you doing?
And you've got, and not just that, I used to play centre back. The most frustrating thing is to sprint 70 metres again in a set play. And then someone blasts it into fucking Rosette, and you got to sprint 80 metres back into
running
position.
for a-
And
you're
you're
running
like,
for a
fuck,
corner.
this
What a
cunt,
waste.
bro. Yeah, what a waste.
You run up for a corner, the keeper catches it, and you got to sprint back.
So it's the worst thing. So, especially, you know, and a lot of people would have said, fuck, you've got a Korean guy 3 metres tall. Why don't you
why don't
target
you put it
that?
in the
So,
box, yeah.
you know what? He was rewarded for his bravery there. All right.
I don't know I don't know about the celebration. I don't know what was
He
behind
did-
that.
he said, why
not?
Yeah, you could tell he
Is
didn't
that
even
just
know whether he
keep-
should celebrate or not.
I think that was like, we'll sort of win in.
Yeah, I can't believe they gave him the goal. But anyway, this goal, this was apart from, I thought this was a very, very risky goal. Obviously played from the keeper. Kleur wins the header, flicks on. If Kleur doesn't win the header, this is what happens at the derby when they scored.
Okay.
It was risky. Now I know some people are criticizing the fact that the keeper sometimes mispassed it out.
Yep.
Sideline. This is one situation where it worked. I don't know if we can keep doing this. This was risky.
That goal there, I don't. It was even at the start of the season, even up until now. It's that constant of going wide and trying to do the flick on to the wide players. Issue is if you constantly keep on doing it,
they're going to wise up.
It's either going to wise up, or in that case of the ball goes out of play, they get possession back. So do it every now and then. In this case, it did work because
that or playing out from the back.
Well, guys, you gotta focus on one thing here as well. You don't just give that ball to if Aiden Simmons is there. You don't give that to him, right? You don't give him a 50-50 high ball, right? No. Kleur being probably an aerial threat and really strong in the air, and he proved it here. As soon as that goal was scored, I said that was all Kleur.
It was,
that 100%. That flick on doesn't happen, that goal doesn't happen. So I think, you know what, you can take those risks, Malta, depending on which player is there. Right? Again, you wouldn't give that if Aiden Simmons staying right back.
At the derby, I know, it's a great goal. What Kleur, 100%. It's his pretty. Milanovic did well. Keep him. You could argue probably might have done better.
I think you saw it.
But we sat here. We sat here for the derby and we said it was dumb because their attacker wins it. Our fullbacks aren't in position. Quick counter attack. Our fullbacks are high. Sorry,
but if you remember, Malta, you're right about that. But we were more critical of Clisby because his reaction time was
more critical of
slow.
the centre backs. Yeah.
And Bonatig,
yes,
right? But because Clisby and Bonatig got back, but they didn't shape themselves in the right way to stop the shot. But you're right. But
again,
it's these playing out the back. What else do you want to do?
And it's Stagers football. He's going to take this risk where we will score goals like this and we will concede.
Yeah,
it's Stagers football. Yeah.
You've been quoted, George.
Huh?
Somebody wrote, I believe there was purpose in that kick. George 2024. He's been quoted. Somebody get a t-shirt, please. And get that print.
Ahmed's a sick one. Ahmed, come and say hello one day.
Ahmed's an OG, bro.
Come and say hello one day.
I just want to put a face to Ahmed.
Yeah, honestly.
I want to know who Ahmed plays is.
Yeah.
Come over and December 14th. Come out, gate C.
This guy was like day one.
He loves it. He loves it.
Shout out to Ahmed.
Sapsford's goal. Should we get the goal of the game?
Oh, mate.
Yeah. Georgie.
Honestly, if that didn't give you
just let one go,
if that didn't give you a crack of fat or something like that, then that was just.
Well, the sound you made, George.
Oh, mate.
Did more than that,
mate.
Talk us through the goal, George.
I don't even know. All I saw was just the 1-on-1. Great pass from Kleur again.
Yeah.
Nutter got absolutely manhandled or he missed. I think he
overran or something.
No, I think
he tried shoulder to shoulder.
I think Sapsford kind of dummied him a little bit, and just 1-on-1 and top left hand corner, absolute beauty of a goal. I'm sorry,
that's a peach of a goal.
I didn't realise how good it was until I went home and watched a replay.
To me, that's world class. I'm sorry.
Don't be sorry.
But Sapsford for me is one of these. We talk about our academy, right? In our development system over the last 2-3 years. Obviously, Sapsford came over from Sydney. Mm-hmm. We thought, okay, what's he going to provide to us coming across here? Is he going to be one of these kids that is just here because he's just here? But he's taken his chances that he's been given, and doesn't matter whether it's in NPL or men's or whatever, and he's just, mate, honestly.
You know what's the most beautiful thing about this goal?
I love him.
You know what the most beautiful thing about this goal is? You know, when I get 7 or 8 year olds come up to me and asking for coaching advice or anything like that, I always say to them, your weak foot has to be as good as your strong foot. So if you're right footed, your left foot needs to be just as strong as your right foot. And this is a great example of why your weak foot is so important if you want to, be a professional in the sport, right? If you don't have a left foot there, you're probably kicking it straight at the keeper or something, right?
Or you're taking an extra touch.
Or you're cutting it back looking for the pass.
Actually heavy. Yeah.
Right? So, mate, weak foot, top bins there is a credit to, his development. And, again, if you're a striker and you're pursuing to be a professional, your both feet need to be just as good as each other, and for reasons like this.
This goes down to purely determination.
He wanted it. Purpose.
He wanted it more.
He was so swift and quick that when Nader went to shoulder him, he was already half a metre in front of him.
Yeah.
So Nader pretty much shouldered nobody because he was gone.
He shouldered him.
Yeah. So mate, I think Sapsford, if we're going to talk about NPL youth products, I think he's the best to come out of it in the last couple of seasons.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah. I mean, look, he gets the highlights. Look, he gets the highlights because he's a striker.
Yeah, I get you. I get
I'm talking
Eunice.
just us, just not other clubs.
Yeah, I'm talking about current players.
Okay, yeah.
You know.
Definitely current. Like, out of the current players.
I know he doesn't get the limelight, but I wouldn't rule out like a Bonnetig.
Oh, how good's he been going? Like, honestly.
Like, you got to remember, he's a young centre back. He's been thrown in the deep end.
Does he look better every game, Kev?
He's getting there.
He's getting better.
You got to remember, he's also partnered with Jung, who maybe communication might not be the strongest, but he's still young. He's a young centre back.
And Rudin last year, what we seen and what I was really critical was he kept changing his partnership at the back. And some were forced due to injuries, but some were performance based. Yeah. I remember even that young Greek kid got a start at Newcastle away one game, remember? Anyway, he's left the club now. Do you remember him?
No, it was
a Greek kid.
No, it was Penazopoulos.
Yeah, where is he now?
No, still he came on.
No, not him. There was another kid.
Yes, I know.
Oh, yeah, I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
So he went through every centre back, right, trying to find the right rotation. I get.
Not Gerdic.
No, it was
Gerdic. Sorry, Crow. Was it Crow?
Yeah.
Crow. So even Gerdic got a shot.
Tall guy.
Yeah.
That's how much our rotation was stretched.
Yeah.
Now
we even tried Beadling at the back.
Beadling, and the issue is, all right, I understand you're trying to find the right partnership, the right rotation, but all of a sudden, what happens is players don't get the consistency, right? And there's pressure on them because they need to perform in that one opportunity, right? And you're just adding pressure. But if you give someone like Bonnetig if you tell him, mate, you're a starting centre back, I understand you're going to make mistakes, all I want you to do is get better each week.
Yeah, grow into the game.
You do that, mate, and you'll start seeing, players flourish. You just show a bit of faith.
I think he's been consistent. I'm not going to say he's anything special, but he's been consistent. That's why I didn't want to rule him out of the conversation. Sapsford has been amazing. You'd even argue he's not an academy product, but Milanovic is still young. You know what I mean? And we've got a lot of youngsters in that team.
I think that it has to go down as one of the best transfers we've done. The trade with Milanovic and who went over there?
Rami Najrin.
Yeah. Najrin. What a trade that was.
Forgot about him, mate.
What a trade.
He was scoring for a bit, wasn't he? He was assisting, and now I don't even know.
So I don't know if it's true, and you guys might correct me, but I'm pretty sure Milanovic is Rudin's godson.
Yeah, I heard something like that.
Yeah, it is correct.
Before we go to the next goal, guys, if you're behind, I know when the ball gets kicked in the RBB, we muck around with it. Very, very good. Just be careful when you throw it because this,
this could have ruled out a goal.
It actually could have ruled out the goal if they wanted to be by the books. Speaking about Bonnetig and Jung, let's go to Grosses' penalty. Look, I thought, to be fair, Jung had a good game. I thought he had I'm not going to say the greatest game, but he had a far improved, better game.
Do you know why?
He started winning headers.
He wasn't letting the ball fucking bounce.
Yes. Yeah. He actually was. Even the first half, he won a 50-50. He was out muscling their striker. He went up for a header, absolutely smashed it. So
because we were critical of him the last couple of weeks, and even my missus said at the game, she's like, "Baby, he must have listened to you because now he's winning the balls on a full. Like he's not letting the ball bounce." So.
I was gonna bring something up just in terms of the centre back pairing and obviously the change of the goalkeeper. Do you think defensively we'd look better because of the organisation that Holmes was telling the back four?
100%.
Because I feel as though, and that's no disrespect to the young star.
Yeah.
It's because I feel as though he probably didn't have that commanding to say.
There was leading on to what you're saying, George.
But
the command. There was a great post on the West Sydney Football Forum by a keeper. I can't remember his name. Sorry, mate. He always posts about how Holmes's distribution is so much better than the youngsters, and he was saying how Holmes can kick it more, I guess, more focused vertically than I guess horizontally, which means inviting the press, things like that. So little things like that, opening, I guess, the channel for the passes, it allowed, I guess, maybe a calmness with the defense.
100%.
But I think 100%. Yeah, I agree. Holmes added to the calmness, but I think Jung having a better game was added more.
He looked shaky at the start of the season. Jung, he really looked.
He did.
For me, he looked shaky. It was like a baby giraffe just came
deer in
out
headlights.
into the world, bro.
I don't
Look,
think one game's going to change all that.
it's not, but he is looking a bit more confident.
Yeah.
I also think the
Style.
not just the style, the connection with his teammates around
Correct.
him. It will get more. He'll
As
become
the
more
season
familiar
goes.
with everyone's, strengths and weaknesses.
Yeah.
And so I think he's going to get better each game. Look, Jung's someone who's proven himself.
Yeah.
Right, this guy's a South Korean international. Let's not forget that. I know he's had a poor season,
couple of
past
seasons.
season, but it's not like he's 35 years old and we're talking about 5 years
He's
ago.
still 28.
he's still-
He's still 28. We're talking about someone who was flourishing in the K-League 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So I think
And
just
he's
let's-
very well respected.
well
over there
respected.
too.
Let's just be a bit more patient with him.
Yeah, I'm giving him time.
No, to be fair, I was starting to lose patience. I was.
Yeah,
not gonna lie.
100%, 100%.
And even like comments, like I know Barry, whatever his name was, the other centre back, his name was mentioned. His name mentioned now. To address the question, like how long till that Barry guy, I probably pronounced his name wrong. The MPL centre back is going to get a chance. I can't see him getting a chance over.
I don't think
No,
so.
I
Unless
That's
it's
an injury.
Unless it's like a
It's
major
forced.
injury
Yeah.
or whatever the case may be. But you try to minimise your centre back pairing impact wise. At the end of the day, we want to try and keep our back four, or at least our centre back
build,
pairing, as strong as possible. So yeah,
I'm just, it's such a hard situation right now doing this podcast because we just comfortably beat Newcastle, but we've got the derby coming up. So you want to,
Be positive.
You want to be positive. You want to say players are getting better.
but you have
So,
that.
hey, derby,
But
boss.
the true, the
But
true.
you know Sydney's test is going to be a lot harder.
That's
than
right.
it is.
So it's like I'm saying Jung's doing well, but who's to say he's not going to fucking get ripped against Sydney? So I'm trying to tiptoe without giving
Too over.
giving too many
But
roses
hey,
out.
let's be positive because we won the game.
Yeah. I get it.
The boys played well.
I get it,
and
but you know what's going to happen now?
Yeah.
We're going to lose 4-0 to
get
Sydney.
4-0 to Sydney, and everyone's
Connie will
going
be
to blast
like,
us
yeah.
about Jean, what we said about Jean two weeks ago.
Yeah.
So I want to give them their flowers, but I want to see more, man. I want to see this
Look,
performance in
we're
bigger
not
games.
overreacting.
No,
we're
we're
not
not.
saying we're going to win the fucking league. We're
give
just
us a
saying we
play.
had a good game,
Yeah,
right? We had a
yeah.
good game. Let's call a spade a spade.
Everyone agrees
The boys
penalty?
played well. Yeah,
100%
all
it's a
day.
penalty.
All day times two.
Mate,
But
that's an underrated crap.
Holmes almost got to it.
Yeah.
Holmes
he did.
almost got to it. Like
There
not
was
almost got
no-
to it, but went the right way.
Then
That was a
leading
great
on
penalty,
to-
man.
Amazing pen.
Yeah, no, I don't think no one's saving that.
Leading on to our penalty. Look, I thought their penalty was more of a penalty than ours. I still,
I don't.
I'm
I-
50-50 with this.
I didn't think it was a penalty.
Yeah, I can see
And I'll tell you
Did
why.
he get the ball?
No. So my reasoning behind it, and obviously everyone has their own way of looking at it. So Nutter had his leg out,
Yeah.
pulled it back in, so he straightened. Milanovic was kind of already
Hits his hip.
anticipating the impact, so he started to fall into.
Yeah, that's
a good-
Nada.
that's true, George. But that's 90% of penalties these days.
Yeah.
A striker
Smart.
anticipates what the
Okay,
defender's
so
going
if
to stick
he's
a
a-
leg, and if he
Okay,
drops
so
himself.
so does then that rule change,
Nah.
or is this going to be too much of a grey
Everyone
area?
knows. Everyone knows. As soon as a defender sticks his leg out there, minimal contact,
It's gonna be a
minimal.
penalty, yes.
It's a pen.
I get
Minimal.
what you're saying to a degree, George, that the contact is made in Nada's hip, not his leg.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like he does stick the leg out, he risks it.
Yeah,
I don't know if like I get what you're saying. Like I analyze this, I'm like, was this a pen? Did he just give it because he gave them a pen? I'm not gonna lie, I think they played a part.
Maybe.
No, but
if look, it's a yeah.
Look, if they didn't give the pen, I wouldn't have yelled black and blue
Yeah,
around there
yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh, it should have been a pen. But
But Boz is right.
there's enough
Yeah.
there to go, there's contact.
Yeah,
Like,
you
okay,
stick
cool.
a leg out, you don't get that ball, right? And a lot of players, right? They just let the play go rather than stick a foot out.
Yeah,
A lot of defenders would not stick
They
a
don't
foot out,
risk it.
right?
Yeah.
They don't risk it because they know any small contact in that position there, sticking a leg out, would result in a penalty. So
And literally, it was not a copy and paste, but it happened almost the same way down the other end. So it's like, okay, you not overturned, but you went to VAR, you gave that one. If you go to VAR and not give this one, it's sort of like,
yeah, but the difference
how
is
big is the degree of separation?
You know
between
what?
the
They
two?
took longer
Someone-
with VAR for their decision than this one.
I think they were.
they
over it.
did actually, which was
That's like-
which was
I understand
surprising.
which comes back to I think the first penalty influenced the second one.
Yeah.
Ahmed asked a good question. Decide if a pen is a pen depends on whether you think it would count against your team. Like, would you be upset if that same pen happened against you? That's how I see it.
I've seen worse given against
If I seen that happen to us, I would have probably been very critical of the defender rather than the referee.
I'd be pissed off.
I'd be like, why'd you
fair
stick
enough.
your leg?
Why would you stick your leg? You've
That's
lost
what
the
I
tackle.
thought with the Jung one anyway.
You've got no eyes on the ball, right? The players cut you, and it's just a lazy foot out. No, I'd be highly critical of the defender, more so than the officials.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree.
Well, this was Milanovic's Hadi. Got him the Hadi goal.
Congrats.
He's not our natural penalty taker, is he? He's not first choice.
Morello's taken 2 in the past, missed 1, scored 1.
Yeah.
We don't have a natural penalty taker, right?
So
the year
Anderson
before,
missed one at
was Schneiderlin.
Yeah. Anderson
Last
was
year, I
like,
can't remember who it was last year.
but it's never really been Milanovic, yeah?
No.
So, look, I love the camaraderie in the team, right? Allowing someone to take the spot kick
Give him his
to
Hattie.
make a Hattie. I
Yeah,
like
why
it.
not?
I like it. You know,
Why
he
not?
goes home with the game
match
ball,
ball.
the match ball. They probably all signed it for him.
Shiklina was Shiklina man of the match? Because they interviewed him after.
No,
Nah, Milanovic was.
Milanovic
was?
was.
Hat trick.
Yeah.
Would have been
Shiklina should have been.
Malta.
Yeah.
Don't reach, bro.
Hey man, look, I'm going to say he had a great game.
They put a butt after it.
No, but there's one thing he needs to work on.
Well done, bro.
There's one thing he needs to work on.
Oksho.
Releasing the ball fucking quicker.
You know,
Yeah, Oksho
if
gives
everyone knows who Oksho is, he's the guy on what is it? TikTok. He does the kebab reviews.
Oh, is that it?
So that's Oksho, a good mate of mine. So listen, guys, if you want the best kebabs, and he's just released a kebabalog.
Is he doing the 200?
2,000 kebabs.
2,000 kebabs.
So he
Yeah,
just
yeah.
released a kebabalog, which is a review of all the kebabs he's had in Sydney so far. I reckon he's close to 100 or just surpassed that or around
All
there.
right, Kebab House, Wetherill Park. Try that one.
I think so. Look, jump on TikTok, Instagram, follow him, The Ox Show, if you love your kebabs.
Yeah,
I
back
do.
to Shiklina. You know what? Like, obviously I'm going to speak well about him. But you're right.
He doesn't
He-
release
he's-
early enough, man.
But look, statistic-wise, he's probably going to lose the ball more than Priestman and Brillante, statistic-wise. But he takes more risks and is more positive than Priestman and Brillante. And I agree in the first couple of minutes, I know Robbie Slater, whatever, the commentator, was quite critical that he was... Now, somehow, he got himself out of it. He actually, Milanovic's first shot that went wide, he got Shiklina Digger caught on the ball and somehow played it to Barella. And then in the first half, he was...
I just remember this is what happened at the game. I'm sitting down. There was a row of people in front of me, and one of them was a little, maybe 9-year-old kid. Yeah. And I just remember Shiklina almost loses the ball, and I yelled top of my lungs. I'm like, "Get rid of the fucking ball!" And this kid got so scared. That's why the moment stuck out in my mind because I remember him being so slow on the ball, going. If I have to, and everyone heard me because there was only like 3 people at the stadium. So like everyone heard me and everyone sort of looked and I'm like, fuck man, that's not fault, but that's the only moment in the game where I thought, hey man, you
takes
got to get
risks.
rid of that ball a little bit early. Especially if we want to go forward quick.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
You know, we want to go forward quick, but
fuck, he had a good game.
yeah, I think defensively he's a
Even
dog.
attacking
He's a
wise, bro,
dog.
you look at his vision.
I like him.
He's a
but
terrier.
I feel like, and this comes back to what you're saying, and I think this is the reason for holding on to the ball a bit longer than he should. He tries to have more of an impact than he should at times, right?
Yeah.
Where he should just give the simple pass.
He did that and
He
Slater
might,
blasted him.
he might be looking for... I'm not talking about a back pass.
No, he
Maybe,
forward.
let's say there's a square pass, right? He could just play a simple pass. Maybe he's looking for a through ball.
An easy 1-2
And that takes an extra
Yeah.
1 or 2 seconds to kind of see what's happening rather than play that quick ball straight away. So
Yeah.
I think he gets caught up in 2 minds sometimes.
But he always gets caught behind him.
Yeah,
He
behind
always
him.
gets caught from over his shoulder. So
Yeah.
I think communication's got to be better from the boys around him. I think the communication's got to be better there, but also his awareness a little bit. Like, I don't know.
The audio's cutting out.
1 sec, Kev. I
Is
think
it?
the audio's
I
chopping
don't know
up.
what to do here, bro. 1 minute works, next minute doesn't. Alright, let's see if that works. Otherwise, I don't know. Oh, this is what happened. Now it's fine.
It's fine.
Stocko's saying it's
Yeah,
fine.
it's weird. Eh? I'll work it on my phone. I don't know. I just mucked around with it. I don't know if it works.
Come on.
Oh, come on. But yeah, honestly, like you're right. There was one bit in the first half where he tackled. He tackled a player and played the easy ball to Milanovic, and then Slater's like, he should have carried the ball more, be more positive.
I get that.
It's
If
weird.
there's space, take the space, all right? I get that argument, but if there's not much space, don't look for the difficult option.
Just move the ball.
Just
Get
move the ball,
moving.
play to the next man next to you, and let him play it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But credit to Scicluna, man, and
Nah, he's a dog. He's a dog.
and I want to
You're
give
a dog.
I want to give a lot of credit to you, Malta.
You're a dog.
So
I want to give a lot of credit to you, Malta, because you were screaming for Scicluna to be included in last year.
Don't let
And
me down now, bro.
and look, he's so far at this moment. Can we say Scicluna's a starting 11 player?
Yeah, him and
well,
Rolante.
Okay.
I was going to bring it up and say,
Was it playing for Malta?
would you start him for the derby over?
I don't know if he's
Postman?
going to be back because he's in Malta squad now.
Is he?
Yeah. The Malta, like he's been repping under 21 Malta, but now he's in the national
Senior,
team.
the senior
Yeah.
squad.
Same with Bahaja, I think. So, yeah. Yeah, so I don't know if he will be back. I don't know. Hope he is.
Well, maybe there's
But if he-
there comes a room for.
But if he is back, I'm starting him 100%. You are. Well, I don't know. I'm being biased, but 100%
No,
I am.
if he's ready,
Yeah.
if he's
If he
like-
says he's ready and fit,
if he's not fatigued or anything,
Yeah.
I'd start him.
yeah, I'd do the same.
That's what I heard. I didn't want to say it, Isaac. Apparently he came off the game injured. Scicluna. He literally said he's injured. So
that's just the way not to go to Malta.
I didn't know.
He said, "You know what? I'm starting my game. I'm starting for my
Yeah.
club. Let's not risk it by going to
Yeah.
fucking Malta for a nothing game."
Hey, you never know.
When he told me, I'm like, yeah, good decision. Get ready for the derby.
you never know. You never know.
Like the
Man,
English.
look, I get that. I get players sometimes choosing to focus on their club right over international because a player who probably knows they're just going to ride the bench at an international level when their role at their clubs are not cemented just yet and they're still
Yeah.
fighting for a position.
Correct.
It gives a good message to the coach when he stays back. Right, and wants to cement his position in the starting 11. So credit to him.
Yeah.
Let's
I
hope
don't,
in a
I don't
year's
think
time-
you should have to choose though. Like if you get selected for your country, like
Well, look what happened in England.
you should.
Well,
Sorry,
In England, 5 of the players pulled out
I know,
Eight.
but
because of injuries.
Eight.
whatever.
Well,
like,
8, there you go. Yeah.
I just believe if you get selected for your country, like you should have no concerns back home. What's happening?
Yeah, I agree, yeah.
you should go play for your
Well, that's-
country. You will only get a number of caps for your country ever.
There's a player for Fenerbahce, Jiku, he plays for Ghana, and he came back from a 2-week knock just on the weekend, played amazing, and then he got called up to Ghana, but he pulled out because of injuries.
Yeah.
And I was like, man,
Same thing
I
will
watched-
happen with Odegaard
I
just
watched,
now.
I watched you 2 nights ago, and you had an amazing game. How you injured, right? So, I guess in that case, he's trying to send a message to Jose Mourinho saying my full
allegiance
attention,
right
my
now.
commitment is to my club.
I get it,
They pay my
man, but-
wages.
yeah,
Once I probably get
more match fit,
more match fit and all that, then I
Yeah.
can probably represent
How
my
many
country.
how many caps could you possibly get for your country?
Okay, here's a prime example.
Well, depends who you're talking about.
Okay, but let's say a player who's
If you're Scicluna, you're probably gonna have 500.
okay, but look at for
because the amount of pool of players they have, they're so limited.
I don't know where it's gone.
I don't know.
Okay, I'll give you an example. What about Lawrence Thomas when he went to the Asian Cup?
Well,
The guy, when Lawrence Thomas got picked for
Oh,
Asian
yeah.
Cup,
Yeah.
the guy was on the bench all 4 games.
He
or
never
whatever.
really recovered after that. And when everyone says,
true. It's
when
true.
everyone says what happened to Lawrence Thomas last year, all the issues start after the
Graham
international
Arnold.
break.
I know, but if I'm a player
Yep.
and I get selected to go play for my country,
should.
there's no
Yeah,
bigger
but-
honor. There's no
Yeah, but
bigger
I
honor.
get that. But when you want to at least have a guarantee from the coach to say, will I get game time or not?
Okay, if I'm like, let's pretend I'm Lawrence Thomas, yeah. I go, I come back, and Rudin at the time goes to me, "You're not playing anymore."
Well, apparently this
Do
possibly
you think
happened,
do you think if I'm Lawrence Thomas, I can't get a starting gig in another
Let
big team?
me shift.
I'll get a gig.
Let me shift the scenario. If Rudin sat down Lawrence Thomas before that trip and said, "Look, Lawrence, you're not starting. You might even be third choice, right? We're going to a really important stage of the season, right? As one of the leaders in this squad, I really need you, mate. I really need you. You're going to give more of an influence, more of a impact,
Yep.
staying back than you are over there.
Yep.
Can you please do this for me?"
I reckon.
What would you do then?
Yeah.
I'd seriously have to think about it.
Okay,
Because-
but the
because-
scenario's changed now, hasn't it?
Because
1 minute ago you're like, I'm definitely going.
Now
you're thinking about it.
Me personally,
Yeah.
I would still be going because I've been selected.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've been selected. It's not like every day I'm going to get selected for that.
Can I ask you a
If,
question?
especially I'm third
Possibly
choice.
go to World Cup.
As a
If
goalkeeper,
I'm third choice, when do I become second choice or first
Okay.
choice? If I knock them back, I'll never be third choice
that's
again.
true.
let me
No
ask you
idea.
this: if there were better goalkeepers than Lawrence Thomas, right, not selected for that second or third role,
Yeah.
Is that not
Sorry,
disrespectful?
say that again.
Okay, so let's say who's your starting goalkeeper for Australia?
Gauchi.
Gauchi. All right. And who was it last year when Lawrence went over there?
Matt Ryan,
right? We all know no one's cutting Matt Ryan.
Yeah.
And let's say there were 2 or 3 more Australian goalkeepers that were playing abroad, playing at a high level than Lawrence Thomas.
There is.
Okay, there is. But Arnold called Lawrence Thomas. Why? Because he knew he was settled for second and third, and these players overseas wouldn't.
Yeah.
Is that not disrespectful for Lawrence Thomas?
No,
that
because
you're going to be okay with sitting on the bench. That's why I'm selecting you.
The other better keeper was Langerak, but he retired
me?
from international.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah,
and I get what
because-
Kev's saying.
Lawrence Thomas say, if I'm Lawrence Thomas, I'm going to say
It's like a pity
You're
thing.
picking me because you know I'm not going to complain and whinge and not be.
Yeah, but when will I ever be second? If I say no to you now, I'll never
gonna
be second.
Never get the option.
Well, if you're killing it at
But
club
still,
level,
he's going to be like, well, he didn't want to come play for he didn't want to come play for his country. He's out of my.
okay. Lawrence Thomas is going to have to ask the question: if the World Cup was next week, would you select me as your second goalkeeper? And I assure you, he wouldn't be.
No, but even if you're going as a third goalkeeper, Ante Kovic, pure example.
Yeah, he went.
Ante Kovic went behind Schwarzer and Kalatz. Did we even know who Ante Kovic was at that point?
He was playing
I
abroad.
did.
No.
I think it was a victory, was he? I can't remember.
No,
No,
he was overseas.
he was in Greece.
It was 2006.
Greece
He was
was Sweden,
overseas,
bro.
but
Sweden or
but it
whatever,
wasn't
yeah.
until his.
But I really think he deserved that third spot. Whereas I think Lawrence Thomas didn't deserve to be a backup keeper last year because there were players,
come on.
because there were more established
They
players
should-
playing in Europe.
Who?
Thomas was killing it.
Thomas was killing it. He was literally goalkeeper of the year, the Golden Glove.
I'll give you an
whatever.
example. Who's the old Melbourne boy that's killing it in Japan?
He retired
Langerak.
from international.
Langerak.
He
Yeah,
retired.
Yeah, but that's because
he said no.
When did that come out?
That was before. This was
that
ages
before?
ago. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
When he couldn't get a look in because of Ryan,
Yep.
he announced his international
Because-
see, and there you go. He cracked the shits, right? So all of a sudden he's not part of the picture.
Fuck, mate, he was patient for a long time.
He was.
I know.
He was for
I
years.
know,
bro.
but
He played
now.
sometimes, I think, for Australia.
But this is my
Sure, he
point,
won it
right?
Imagine traveling to all around the world
Okay.
and sitting on the bench.
You're Lawrence Thomas. You're third choice behind Gauchi and Matt Ryan.
Yeah.
Matty Ryan's getting older in age.
yeah, you're
He's
possibly,
coming towards the back end of his career.
Is he not younger than these guys?
No,
Matt Ryan.
Ryan's
For me, I
older
always
than
imagine him 26.
Matt
There's
Ryan
another
was playing
keeper.
A-League fucking 10.
I think there's another
Yeah,
keeper
but he was
playing.
playing at 17 years old.
Matt Ryan's older than
Is there another?
Langerak.
Is there another Aussie keeper playing in Championship or League One? I can't remember.
Yes, there is.
Yeah, he could be up there.
We can't even say his name. we can't even remember his name.
Yeah.
But anyway, my point is to
He's
get
raised up.
called up for your country is a big honour.
Big honour.
I know if I had a country and they called me
Yeah,
up,
Matt
I'd be
Ryan's
going,
33.
I'm sure
33, is he? Wow.
Oh, Glover too.
Glover. There you go.
Glover,
Helmet.
yeah, but Glover likes to throw flares and call
Yeah,
him in
he
the face.
likes
So.
to, yeah.
Is Where's
Well,
Glover now?
I think isn't he at
No idea,
Middlesbrough?
bro.
Where is he?
Yeah, he went over.
good on
Well,
you.
since you're talking about Australia, should we? I know some people commented before we do this preview of Sydney Derby. Massive game for Australia
Tomorrow. Yep.
tomorrow. Saudi Arabia at home.
Yep.
It's a must win if you want automatic qualification. Direct competition for that second, third, fourth.
Correct.
Japan's through whatever.
Yeah,
Is it against Saudi?
Saudi at
So
in
they
Melbourne.
just-
in Melbourne.
They just sacked their coach this morning.
No, but then they apparently they rehired their coach that
Old
took
one.
them to
Yeah.
the World Cup.
I get it, but how much impact can you have in a few days? In a couple of days? So
No, not
Yeah.
much.
not much.
yeah.
So,
But he would
Popovic
still.
managed to do
Yeah.
it.
did you
Got
did you
result
did you
different.
hear about the contract that what was his name? Martin.
But was it
Oh, it was crazy.
Who's the coach that won it with Manchester City the first year? Aguero. What was his name? Huh?
Pellegrini?
No, that wasn't Pellegrini. Starts with M.
Yeah, isn't it Manuel Pellegrini?
Pellegrini. Pellegrini.
Yeah,
is it?
Manuel Pellegrini. Yeah,
Okay, Manuel Pellegrini was it?
Yeah.
I think so.
Pellegrini.
he's there. Yeah,
No, it wasn't Pellegrini. Pellegrini is the older guy, isn't it?
Pellegrini was there.
We're gonna find out.
We're gonna find out.
Somebody in the
Favorite
chat
player
or
ever.
somebody up
Probably
here.
Ryan Giggs.
Yeah, Ahmed says yeah. It was.
Okay, so Pellegrini was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's the Saudi coach, right?
Is he?
He was sacked.
No,
Mancini.
Mancini.
Roberto Mancini.
Mancini.
Yes,
I knew it. Ahmed. Don't. Ahmed, don't. Okay, so Mancini's the coach of Saudi, all right? Signs a 3-year deal for 60 million
Yeah.
and gets sacked
Yeah.
halfway through his first season and is paid out $50 million this morning for half a season's work.
Mate, you're loving life. Good on
50
him.
million.
How
Are we mates
beautiful.
with him by any chance?
Fuck, I would have loved to, mate. I would invite him to the Ambassadors Lounge.
Yeah, buy it. All right. So what do we reckon? Like, let's go. Oh, well, I don't know. Well, obviously, Popovic, it is his... Look, Japan away was a good result, 1-1. Not a great performance, but look, you're going to take it.
Got the point, man. That's gold.
This is massive. I think if we lose this, we can forget about automatic qualification unless you beat Japan at home.
And I think Popper's had enough time to kind of have an imprint in the team by now.
He already has.
Yeah, he has. But he that was rushed.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
As soon as he got hired, he only had a matter of weeks to kind of get results right.
Correct.
So he would have been under the pump. Whereas now he's had some time to kind of
Think about it.
scout, go watch some games and stuff
mate,
like
you're a
that.
sick
So I think we'll be better positioned to get a result in this game. And I hope we
have
do.
to.
We have to. It's a
Simply
must.
have to. Not a draw. It
So
has to be a
first
win.
two go to World Cup?
Yeah, and then third, fourth go for...
Fuck, this is a big
playoff.
one. This is USA, bro. Like, you got to be part of this party.
You coming?
I'm there, bro.
Mexico.
I am there, bro.
Imagine
Setting up
Mexico.
base, bro. I'm going.
I'm there, bro.
Greece is definitely going to be going.
Mate.
Mate,
Are
we've been.
you going?
No, I don't have a passport.
Get a
Well,
passport.
George,
Get one,
fucking
George.
take
It's not
one
like
out,
you have a
George.
crim record, man. unless
Look at
you
me.
told
I
us.
look like no.
George,
What's that
mate.
got to do with anything? Fucking just
Nah.
nah.
I've seen some uglier people
Alright.
go to fucking Bali,
Well, everyone
bro.
wants us to move on to the derby. Let's move on to the derby because Malta never engages, but move on to the derby.
Here we go.
Far out here. Unite round, first Unite round. The crowd tickets, well, not for our derby, but I think I was surprised who has the biggest. I think Brisbane. I think Brisbane have bought the most amount of tickets or something. I
Yeah.
was quite surprised by that.
They played before.
Yeah.
Who
So
they play?
what do we
Adelaide.
expect? Like, let's go line up. Let's say everyone's available. No one gets injured. International round that's out. Are we changing from this?
Well,
if Thomas is fit, I'm assuming Thomas.
Okay, so I would stick with Holmes as goalkeeper, even if Lawrence is
Nah.
fit.
He's your club captain, George. If he's fit and he's 100%, you don't see him on the bench.
He's 100%, yeah. If he's in doubt, no.
No,
But if he's
not
100%,
100%, if
Are we going to go with 100% or?
Yeah,
or
if everyone's
in
fit.
well, apparently he's 100%. Who will be for
Two more
Derby?
doubt?
weeks.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
So 100% then Lawrence?
Yep.
Okay, that definitely changes.
Yeah, that's your club captain.
You're
right?
playing
Yep.
Clisby, yeah? You're starting Clisby this game?
Nah.
Clisby doesn't start the rest of the season.
Happy's tyre deflates on the way to the
Fuck, here we go.
ground.
That's a
Bit harsh.
spare tire.
Panazopoulos, two centre backs, normal,
Yep.
and then Klur.
Yep. So you're not changing the backs?
Back four, still the same. Brillante, Cicluna, if he's.
Yep.
Well, apparently now he's injured.
Yeah, or if
So
he's
now,
fit.
so now
Doesn't matter. Pretend he's fit.
okay, so pretending Cicluna, I would definitely start Matter.
Yep, as a number 10.
Yeah.
And who do you drop, George?
You're going to have to drop Satsford then. Or Barella, one of them.
Well, he just.
Well, I would probably put Barella on the bench.
Fuck. He just
Game
played
he
for
had.
Socceroos, dude.
He's not playing.
I don't think he'll play for Soccer.
He'll be on the
but
bench.
After the game he had this game, you're saying, good work, Barella.
So I think Barella will be on the bench.
George, very questionable tactics. Very questionable
Well,
selection.
look, do you want it? Okay, so
Is Barella
well-
a top 3 player in your opinion for the Wanderers?
no.
He's not. Where do you rank him?
Fuck, who's your top three?
Who's your top 3?
Thomas,
Yeah.
Sapsford,
Top three?
Yep.
He's played fucking...
doesn't matter.
It's all right.
It's
100
all right. It's all right.
minutes.
Leave him in the third.
Doesn't matter.
That's his opinion.
And I'd say
Milanovic?
I'd say Milanovic. For me, Barella has lost it.
I agree with two of them. I get what you're saying, George. Look, Barella hasn't been the player he was.
I'm not questioning Barella's commitment.
No one can
in
do what he
terms
does
of
defensively.
his 90 minutes,
Not many people
whatever,
say that, George.
right?
They've got their eyes on the ball.
But
right.
When you watch the game,
But
you
the
gotta
thing
watch
is-
what's happening off the ball. Man.
But the thing is, Barella's lost his killer instinct in front of goal, and I don't know if he'll be able to get it back.
I get what you're saying in that he's not scoring
If he
goals,
does,
but
if he does start, which if he does, he does. I don't think he has that killer instinct anymore.
I can't
He
drop him.
attracts so much pressure to give the Milanovics the area to run into, to give the Sapsford.
So I would actually start with Antonsen.
Who played Sapsford the ball for his goal against Adelaide?
Okay, so you
Barella.
start Antonsen.
Yep.
We start again.
Where did that come from?
Wait. Let me digest this. Let me break it down. You're starting Antonsen.
Yep.
Okay, so you've dropped You've dropped Barella for Mata. Who do you drop for Antonsen? Because you just praised.
Gonna have to be Craig.
You just praised Sapsford, right?
Has to be Craig.
You just said Sapsford's a top 3 player.
Yeah.
So you're gonna drop him for Antonsen, who hasn't played all year.
It's a derby.
Yeah, so you want your top 3 players playing, don't you, Kev?
I don't know. I play Satchford.
Very
He's always got a result. I don't know who I'm changing from this lineup.
I'm not changing the lineup. If everyone's fit, the only one is Thomas.
Thomas. That's
the only one. Thomas goes in, and everyone else stays where
For me,
they are.
Satchford starts. He's always got something. You got to play Milady, which comes off 3 goals.
I thought George was about to say Sapsford to be club captain, and then he drops him.
Build him a statue, eh?
Yeah, he just said top 3 player.
Just to piss Georgie off, I'm putting Clisby back in the fucking start line.
Got that.
No, actually, I wouldn't change anyone except if Thomas is fit, he starts.
Yeah.
But other than that, I wouldn't really change anything.
Sydney, it's interesting. I'm assuming Lolly's not going to be fit.
Well, Lolly's not fit. They got
Costa.
that suspension.
Costa?
Didn't he play on the weekend? I thought he was named on the weekend.
They made him work. Right, Costa against us, right, was done in the 75th minute. We were all there, mate.
Yeah.
He was done.
He got ripped by Mata.
And that last 15 minutes, right, is probably cost him a month of football. Right, so
But on top of that, I think that he played. Did he play an Asian game just before the derby?
Oh, he was playing.
he did, right? He
Yeah.
did.
So his workload just.
Score sheet, yeah.
So he was done 75th minute against Derby, and
Yeah.
I'm sure the Asia game had an influence on that.
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
had an impact on that. But I reckon Ufuk Talai screwed up there. Right, we talk about player well-being and welfare. Right, your player, especially your key marquee signing, he was clearly busted. Right, killed us, but he was busted conditionally. He dragged him on for another 15 minutes, and we haven't seen him since. So I think this, this is a message, a lesson for all coaches.
You got to protect your.
You got to protect your.
I mentioned that.
Who? Which centre back?
The young one.
Yeah, he got the red.
He copped the second yellow.
Two yellows.
How good was that last minute goal from MacArthur?
But they stuffed
No,
up,
what about
bro.
the bicycle kick?
Oh, the bicycle kick, the first goal by MacArthur. Yeah.
Yeah, but that last minute, like they almost fucked the goal.
They
almost Jermaine's pass right at the end for that goal. I thought it was going to get intercepted. I don't know how the fuck that.
Jamie, I don't believe the Bruno Fornaroli rumours.
So apparently it was straight swap with Antonson.
Yep.
I don't think that
and
was
our club said no.
I don't think there ever was any talks.
I reckon if there was, I would.
There was no rumours of it back then. So,
well,
but there is a rumor that we're losing a player.
Yes.
Are we gonna?
We're talking about the same one.
Overseas.
Yeah.
Are we gonna spill the beans? Is that what our show's about now? Keeping secrets?
I don't know. Someone told me. I'm not going to say who. Who are you talking about?
I don't want to know who told you. I want to know who the player is.
Yeah. Okay.
But someone else told me.
I
don't want to take the credit.
I heard it from someone
On this table?
No,
Okay.
I heard it from outside of this table.
Well, let's.
So apparently,
let's break it.
So apparently, Beedling will be leaving the club, but not because he wants to leave.
Yeah.
I think it's due to some visa issues. Visa family visa issues,
Is he
and
going back to England?
he has to go back to England.
Fair enough.
But he's not leaving on bad terms.
No, he's not leaving on bad terms, and I think it's happening within the next 2 weeks.
Good on him. Thank you for your.
If it's true, thanks for everything.
Thanks for everything. Not a major loss in my opinion.
I think it opens up a spot.
That's when you can bring in who's the NPL.
And look, I think Beedling.
Whatever, yeah.
I rated Beedling.
Blanky Blokey was it?
Barry.
Blanky.
Oh, Nathan Barry.
Phil,
Nathan
bro.
Barry?
Blinky.
Yeah,
Is that what we're talking about?
Blinky Bill's like-
Nathan Barry.
I
Nathan
grew
Barry.
up with that koala, bro.
100%.
His AG.
Nathan Barry, yeah.
So look, I think Sydney are possibly there for the taking. Obviously, no, you can't take them lightly. I think it's going to absolutely shit down. So let's go score prediction.
I think we get our revenge in this game. 2-1 win. Sapsford 1 and Borello scores a penalty.
Oh,
Kev, you got to go last because you guessed it right.
All right.
George?
1-0 Wanderers win.
Who scores?
Sapsford.
I actually think I actually think of a corner, Jong.
Oh, I'd like to see that. I would like to see that.
That would go nuts.
I'm going to go draw. I'm going to go 1-1.
On our end though.
Yeah.
On our
I
end.
hope so. I hope they run towards
Like
us.
89th minute.
I'm going to go 1-0. If we get the choice, run towards the RBB second half. I hate how they do this stuff.
Kev, be careful with your prediction now because I'm
Yeah,
going to load a
you
lot of
carry
money on
weight.
this prediction. A lot of money I'm loading on this prediction, bro.
This is on the basis that there's no
Kevy
Douglas
specials.
Costa, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kevy specials.
3-1 win.
Oh.
hope you're right, Kev.
I swear. Hey,
Here comes a mad
no
thunder.
joke. I was going to say 2-2 draw, but 3-1 win.
Okay.
I'm fired up, guys.
I'm going to take 4 goals in this game.
Oh,
I don't know,
yeah. So, yeah.
But we will have a podcast Derby week
I might do it after.
after.
We'll see.
right.
If there's no big
Derby
injuries, no
review.
point. But yeah, we'll do it after. Hopefully, we're here. I'm trying to wrap it up because there's lightning and everything on here.
There's a storm coming.
Hopefully, we're here for the next party after the derby, all happy and stuff, saying we've overtaken Sydney. If we win, we overtake them on the table.
We have a couple of weeks off, so
Yeah.
we'll see you in a couple of weeks. We'll try to stay.
Also, sorry to before we go, it's a women's derby this weekend too.
Saturday?
Saturday 2:15 at Leichhardt.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
All right.
if anyone wants to go down and see the girls, both Sydney clubs haven't won a game yet this
Is
season.
it at Leichhardt Oval?
It's at Leichhardt, yep.
Yeah, we blew a 2-0 lead against
So
Newcastle.
neither team's won a game. Both of them 1 point each.
All right.
Yeah, so hopefully, it'd be good. Women's and men's derby wins
Let's
would be
do
great.
it. All right.
But yeah, obviously, check your emails because I think if you remember, you get the Unite ticket for free.
Yeah, you got to claim it.
Yeah, you got to claim it, but you can't just rock up with your pass. So yeah.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully, go.
Just also, guys, we do this show. I always say it. We come here, we have fun. All we ask from you is just to click that like button, please.
Yeah.
Just click the
And
like
subscribe.
button and subscribe if you haven't.
Turn on notifications.
That's all we ask
More
for. We don't
engagement.
ask for anything else.
Turn
Just-
on notifications.
Just a click of a button.
Oh, good
turn on
one.
notifications.
Turn
I like that
That's
one,
a new
George.
one. That's a new one, George.
Just so if we have any updates, especially if post game interviews, sometimes we upload at different times.
Yeah.
They'll get notified when that comes through.
And come for post game. I want to see new faces. It'd be cool.
Ahmed,
Yeah, we've had a
Ahmed,
few
Ahmed said he's going to come and say hi.
Ahmed, yeah.
Ahmed, we're waiting to see your face, bro. How you look like, bro.
Yeah.
He actually made a comment. He
He's been there.
He said he likes my hair,
Yeah.
He likes your
but
hair.
I've cut it since then. So
Yeah,
Okay.
he criticised
Hair's gone,
my hair,
there
so
you
I'm
go.
going to show him.
so
Just coming down.
All right. Well, thanks, boys. Appreciate it. Thanks for viewing in. And hopefully next time we're here, we're happy saying we won the derby and we're in the top 6.
yep, sounds good. 3-1.